Question 17. Use algebra to show that 0.438 recurring, so 3838 repeats, ends up giving us the fraction 217 over 495. So there are two main ways of doing this. Both ways start the same, where you've got to set our recurring decimal equal to x or some form of letter. The fact that we have 38 repeating, I'm just going to write 38 here. It's good to do something like that at the start just so you don't accidentally involve the 4 in the process, which is a common mistake. So the first thing that you could do is you could just start multiplying by 10 and then 10 again and 10 again until you find two numbers that are going to work to take away from each other. Or you could identify that because of the fact that we have this one digit spare, let's call it, before the recurring part, we don't really want to do that. We don't want to have that involved. So I'm going to times this by 10 straight away just so that I end up with basically the recurring decimal starts after the point. Now you don't need this, and I'm going to show it another way, but most people I imagine would do it this way. So you start off with 10x equals this. Then, because we have two repeating digits, I want to multiply this by 10. Multiply this by 10 twice, or by 100 with two zeros, so that we end up with a different looking number, but it has the same recurring part. So we have 438 point, this blue 38 is now going to be here, and then of course we continue to have 3838 forevermore. That then gives us the two numbers that we need to take away from one another. If I take away 1000x and 10x, I want to do it 1000x, take away 10x, I'm going to get 990x. And when I do 438 take away 4, I get 434. The recurring parts cancel. And then when I get x on its own, so I divide both sides by 990. Very important that you write this line down. You can't just jump to that because you've got to show in these types of questions, so every step counts. Once you have this fraction of 434 over 900, then you can write the answer because of the fact that that simplifies to give us 217 over 495. And I just realized there's a typo here because that should say 990. All right, your other option is you take your x with this to begin with, and maybe you're comfortable using that 4 there and you just want to multiply by 100 straight away. You see the two digits repeating themselves. You decide you're just going to multiply by 100 here. You would end up with the following. That 4 is going to jump twice to become a 40. It will then become a 43.83838. A little bit trickier here. You've got to be very careful with the place values. When we take them away from each other, you'll get 99x on the left-hand side, and just zoom it in here. All of this, the recurring bit, is going to cancel, which is going to leave you here with a 43.8 take away a 0.4, giving us a 43.4. Now, the observant among you will notice that this, both sides are just 10 times smaller than what we have here, or what we have here is 10 times bigger than what we have here. Doesn't matter either way, still going to give you the same answer at the end of the day. You would still take the line showing that you're dividing by 99 first in order to get this. And then technically, you can multiply top and bottom by 5 here in order to get the answer that they want, so you don't really need to show the step. Once you get to that fraction, you can basically just write the final answer below it. Or, for example, if you type that fraction in, your calculator is going to give you this. Either way, two different methods. You choose however you want to do it. Done.